Be disciplined, Ladybug!
J'aurais dû m'en douter.
Hello my good ones. The last episodes of Season 5 turned out to be some kind of porridge, in which so many things were stuffed that just the eyes widened by themselves. Some episodes were simple and not particularly eye-catching, but here everything was just piled into one pile. So many questions and no answers. The last 2 episodes could definitely stretch into several separate stories. I want to touch on only one point that could well be a separate interesting story, one of which was missed by the grief of the screenwriters. We were shown the new monks of the Order of Guardians, Luke, his father Jadget Stone and his former assistant Penny Rolling. Their master teacher is the Guardian Su Han. How? And most importantly, when did they become monks? At the time of the attack by Gabriel's army, they were together. Apparently they had another training session. They were on some beach resort town. It can be seen that the beach is well groomed, there are umbrellas, and high-rise buildings can be seen nearby. Julika saw her brother and was very surprised about his new abilities. To which he replied that it was a long story, and this phrase says a lot. Luka is a master of the art of wonderful kung fu, and he had to learn this for years. When did he learn this? After all, he hasn't been seen for just a couple of days. I would assume that they are using an unfamiliar kwami with the ability to stop time. The Guardian Su Han clearly stated the rules on the prohibition of the use of kwami by the keepers themselves. But after recent events, he realized that these rules are outdated and exceptions can be made for the common good. Perhaps there is a kwami with the powers of repetition of the day. Like Groundhog Day. So you can explain the skill of new students. Each of them is trained for a reason. Upon completion of the training, they will be awarded the title of Keeper of the Box of Miracles. And each of them will be given boxes with incredible treasures unknown to us. Perhaps they will become bright events in the 6th season. We can only dream up which kwami they will become the owners of. I have already invented some kwami before and now I will remind you about them. Names were not invented for everyone, so I hope for you, write your ideas. Remember, there must be double letters in each name. For example, a kwami ant, he can give the strength to shrink to the size of a real ant, but at the same time have remarkable strength. After all, as we all know, an ordinary ant can lift 50 times its weight. Outwardly, he is completely black, with blue eyes. The next kwami is a raccoon, it's in black and white. He is very curious, this is the kwami of logic and intuition. We'll call it the coon. Legends about the kwami panda have been circulating on the internet for a long time. I made such a cutie and named Pundi. Her abilities are unknown, I will wait for your ideas. Kwami is a frog, gives the power of jumping and the ability to crawl along steep walls with some suckers on his hands. Perhaps he will have a sticky whip as a weapon, imitating the language of frogs. With it, he will be able to snatch objects directly from the hands of detractors. We can call him Froggy. Kwami Chameleon is very serious, his invisibility ability, he can merge with the environment so that no opponent will detect him. I am waiting for ideas from you with his name. Kwami Parrot is very cowardly, but very bright. Maybe he has the power of beauty? His weapon is the ability to convince the enemy of the beauty of this world. Seeing how much beauty is around, the enemy himself takes the side of good. I myself have a budgie at home and his name is Kesha, but we won't call him that, will we? I ask you not to leave him without a beautiful name. I like the image of the fly I invented by Kwami, it gives the power of elusiveness and the ability to fly. The Kwami of love must also exist, and his ability to give feelings of love to people. The superhero may look like the Cupid we know, but here he will throw arrows of love and not discord. Stone Kwami transforms the host into a stone giant. This bully will not be easy to overcome. Well, how can you do without the Kwami white cat, who certainly deserves his stone of miracles? You don't even need to invent a superhero costume. We've all seen the cat Blanc. Another thing is the Kwami of the white wolf. Here you need to think about what kind of power she could have. The superhero costume will definitely be in bright colors. I would really like to see such a cutie in the animated series. The Kwami of the Black Raven has the magic of the night. He can turn day into night. This can greatly help other superheroes who can see perfectly in the dark, unlike their rivals. The Lady Wi-Fi series inspired me to create a similar Kwami. Kwami Wi-Fi can teleport a superhero using devices with cellular technology. Lady Wi-Fi on the side of good can make a big contribution to the superhero team. And how do you like such a funny weirdo? He has an ear bandaged and this is a sign of failure. Failure can also be a weapon. Imagine a fight with such a superhero. He can infect bad luck with his touch, and then the supervillain will have everything falling out of his hands and nothing will work out for him. He will become helpless and it will be easy to defeat him. Kwami is a Dalmatian, very cute, but I haven't come up with his name and abilities yet. The superhero costume will be very spectacular and elegant. And this handsome man with horns resembles an imp. Let him be the Kwami of the dark side of the soul. A superhero with such a Kwami will be able to convince an opponent, do what he does not want, and thereby become vulnerable. Well, if we already have a Kwami white cat, then there should be a Kwami anti-bag. A black Kwami resembling Tiki. Her powers will resemble Ladybug's abilities. The only difference is that she will not be able to catch a comb and restore destruction after a battle. Well, what is this Kwami? Please tell me. Kwami's spark is very incendiary. His ability speaks for itself. With such a Kwami, you need to be careful, because his weapon is fire. He can cause significant trouble in bad hands. The opposite of a light will be a Kwami of water. It will be able to cause floods and control the flow of water. He will literally be able to wash the villain off the face of the earth. Come up with your friends and write me their abilities. And that's all I have for today. Subscribe, click like and ring. Bye bye my good ones.